Somebody said to me recently that being close to death brings everything into focus and you concentrate on what's important. I didn't agree with him at the time. I didn't argue, but I'm not convinced that he's right. In my experience, and I like to think I've got some experience in these things, I think we just die the way that we lived. So the things that you think about whenever you're just going about your daily business, those are the same things that jump to the front of your mind whenever you're faced with eternity. There's a few things that I've thought I'd better sort that out before I die. But even teetering on the edge of life, knowing that there's tumours in my brain which are actually oozing blood that could cause a seizure or a stroke or some other fatal catastrophe at any time with no warning, I still catch myself doom scrolling on my phone instead of writing my will, or worrying that I'll be dead and miss the last season of Stranger Things, rather than that I'll be dead and my family won't know where my life insurance is or where my savings accounts are. Also, I'm a Christian, right? I don't always act like one, but I am a Christian. Next stop on this life journey is heaven. So shouldn't I be spending more time reading about the prophet Isaiah and the apostle Paul rather than the ex-soldier Jack Reacher or the game warden Joe Pickett? Learning about the Bible and learning how to pray, these are things that I need to do. They're not always things that I want to do. Even at my stage, I don't magically avoid the things that are wrong and concentrate on the things that are right. So recently I've been praying for things, and things have happened, and I've just kind of glossed over them without thinking much about God's role in what's going on. In my video a couple of weeks ago, I thought everything was going wrong. But when I looked back at what actually happened, my sister was relaxed on her wedding day. Our mum got to see the wedding more comfortably than if she had been in a church. And me? I was on steroids for 2 days, and one of those days was the day of the wedding. So I was on steroids. I was full of energy. I was buzzing the whole day. God's timing was perfect. Now, I've wondered, am I twisting the facts to fit the prayers? I've thought about it, and I'm fairly confident that I'm not. Specific answers happen too frequently to be a coincidence. Surely approaching a God who can arrange events like this, there must be some sort of protocol. To talk to a moderately powerful person, you're going to need to book an appointment with their PA. For a really powerful person, you'll get excited just to see them flash past in their cavalcade. You don't even get to meet with them without a specific invitation. I've been looking at the Bible to see if there's a correct way to approach God, to see if there's some sort of protocol for prayer. And it seems that there is. If you look in Matthew chapter 6 or Luke chapter 11, the way that the Lord's Prayer is laid out is the protocol for prayer. And it also matches with the older prayers, Daniel 9 and Nehemiah 1. The Lord's Prayer says, "Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, and your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil." That general structure looks kind of similar to how you would have approached any powerful king anywhere in the world, right up until quite recently. So you start off by praising him and thanking him for who he is and what he has done. Secondly, you apologize for anything that you've done wrong and for not doing the things that are right. Then you make your earnest request, your actual thing that you're trying to pray about. And four, you perhaps remind him of relevant promises that he made in the past. I gotta say, I'm struck by how little of the prayers are made up by the request itself. But there are lots of prayers in the Bible that don't fit this profile at all. So if there's no time, so look at Nehemiah chapter 4 chapter 2, verse 4. Then the king said to me, what are you requesting? So I prayed to the God of heaven, and I said to the king. So he didn't have time to do a big prayer, just short prayer. Or what about if your mental state isn't up to it? Isaiah 38, verse 3. King Hezekiah prayed to the Lord and said, please, O Lord, remember how I walked before you in faithfulness with my whole heart, and I have done what's good in your sight. And Hezekiah wept bitterly. Or Philippians 4, verse 6 misses out most of the protocol. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. Or what about when Jesus was about to be executed? He gets pretty much straight to the point, the thing that he's asking for, Mark 14, verse 36. And he said, Abba, Father, all things are possible with you. Remove this cup from me. But yet, not what I will, but what you will. So this God appears to be happy to bypass formality whenever we need to cry out to him. And he will accept rushed or desperate prayers, and he'll answer those as well. Tell you, that is even more confusing whenever you think about it. A God this powerful. How are people who pray even allowed to approach him? Never mind making our requests in such an informal manner. Well, if you're watching my short form videos where I'm working through the Gospel of John one verse at a time, you will begin to get the picture of why we can approach God like this. And the answer is, it's all about Jesus. 10 days after my stereotactic radiotherapy, I was back in the familiar Bridgewater suite to see one of the two melanoma doctors in the hospital. Blood tests were sent down to the invisible scientists in the lab, and I went in to see the doctor, Dr. Carser. Interestingly, she had never seen stereotactic radiotherapy before, so she was interested in my undercover footage. But then we got around to the thing we were there for. What are we actually going to do about this cancer? Now, I know we're no longer talking about curing it. The radiotherapy will probably destroy the tumours that we know about, but it won't stop new tumours from growing. But then there's this immunotherapy. It can be a miracle treatment. It can unlock the body's own immune system and control and manage the cancer for years, maybe even decades, in some people. In other people it works for a while, and in others it does nothing. And there's side effects. Well, there can be side effects. Of course there can be side effects. There's always side effects, and the side effects can be life-threatening. But if you're going to die anyway, I mean, what have you got to lose? So here's the plan. Double drugs. It's a pair of drugs that they call Ipilimumab. I can't remember what the real names are, but I get that every 3 weeks for 3 months, followed by a single drug for up to 2 years, with regular scans to check if it's all working. But while we were discussing all this, those test results came back. Those efficient, hidden scientists in the basement. And Dr. Carser stopped talking, and she looked at the screen and she said, that's not good. One of your liver function results is about 3 times over the normal limit. We can't give you immunotherapy tomorrow. But that's okay, we'll keep an eye on it. And when it settles down a bit, when your liver settles down a bit, we'll try again. So there were more blood tests and an ultrasound, and a week later, I was back. My liver was still busy, but it was close enough to normal to fire ahead with the immunotherapy. It was just like the cancer clinic in Breaking Bad, if you've ever seen it. A big comfy red chair and the drip feeding highly toxic drugs. The only difference was this is the NHS, so I didn't have to carry out any extracurricular activities to pay for my treatment. So it took 4 hours, chatting with the nurses and chatting with the other patients, and sleeping, I have to say. I slept for probably 2 of those hours, and then away off home to wait and see if immunotherapy will be my miracle treatment, or if it won't.
God, you're my safe place, I run to you. Every good thing comes from what you do.
I won't chase idols that fade away.
You're all I need, my joy today. You are my portion, you are my prize. You hold my future right before my eyes. You're always with me, I will not fall. You're my life, my Lord, my all.
You guide my heart, you show us right.
Even in the dark, you're my light.
At your right hand I find my rest. In your presence I am blessed.
You are my portion, you are my prize. You hold my future right before my eyes. You're always with me, I will not fall. You're my life, my Lord, my all. You'll never leave me in the grave. Your power to save has made a way. My heart is glad, my soul's alive. Forever I'll stand by your side. You are my portion, you are my prize. You hold my future right before my eyes. You're always with me, I will not fall. You're my life,